welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel is all about travel, how to travel with your family and your kids, and how to use points and miles to offset the cost of travel without making it super complicated. In today's video, I'm going to go over TSA PreCheck and why it is a must-have for families with kids. If you were like me before PreCheck, you know you're struggling in line with strollers, taking shoes off, taking bags out, taking laptops out, and it's just airport security is already a mess, and then trying to travel with kids and not having PreCheck is just so super stressful and a recipe for disaster. So I always make sure that I have PreCheck, and I'm going to tell you how to get it and how to utilize it. I think TSA PreCheck is a must-have for families. It just makes the process go so much faster. I think it's a must-have for individuals too, but especially if you have a family, if you have TSA PreCheck as an individual, most times kids under 12 get TSA PreCheck too. They don't have to have separate PreCheck. TSA PreCheck helps you just lessen some of the stress of travel, makes going through security so much faster. You don't have to remove your belt. You don't have to remove your shoes. You don't have to take laptops out of bags. You don't have to take small liquids out of your bag. And so just having PreCheck on a travel day with kids running around and everything just lessens the stress. So there are a couple of ways you can sign up for TSA PreCheck. One is to sign up directly for TSA PreCheck, which I think is around $78, $80 for 5 years. So you can go to the TSA PreCheck website, sign up, and get TSA PreCheck. Also, if you sign up for Global Entry, it automatically has TSA PreCheck. And so that's what I do. I have signed up for a Global Entry, and TSA PreCheck comes along with that Global Entry application. And just to note, there are many credit cards that will reimburse the fee of either TSA PreCheck or Global Entry. So if you're already looking at different travel credit cards, a lot of them have that perk, so you might as well sign up for it. All right, now that you have TSA PreCheck, there are a couple of things that you can do when you get to the airport to make TSA PreCheck go even faster. The first one, I like to prep my kids for TSA PreCheck or just for the airport experience in general. So they're getting older, they're starting to remember what to do in airports, but usually even before that, we go through and we kind of play a game like, oh, we're going to the airport, let's play going through security and talk about what's going to happen. And they're going to have to go walk through the machine, and there's going to be people asking them their name and like just different things just to get them prepared for the experience. And we make it a fun game and just have them ready to kind of, to the best of their ability, understand what's going to happen. The next thing I do is organize my carry-on. There have been a couple of times when I've gone through TSA PreCheck with milk and formula, which you can do that as well. You can go through any airport security with milk and formula for the babies. And I always ask that they change their gloves because it's the milk and formula is over the regular limits, but you know, you get an exception for that if you're traveling with kids. And so as that is going through the x-ray machines, they always pull it to the side to do a manual check. And I always ask that the security screeners change their gloves and let them know that it's baby milk and formula. And I've never had an issue with it. They are more than willing to have that request and change their gloves. And I just thank them and, you know, just try to be nice and cordial because they're oftentimes stressed out too. But definitely make sure you have them do that if you have milk and formula. I organize my carry-on, even though we don't have to take things out of the carry-on. I still just like to have it easy for the x-ray machine to look at and see. I don't know if it makes a difference, but it makes me feel like it makes a difference. So I have my carry-on organized. And then also when we have strollers or car seats, at least in the airports we have traveled through, most of those fit in the x-ray machines. And so we have a system. My partner kind of goes up first and unloads the stroller, the car seats, puts them through the x-ray machine while I'm wrangling the kids. He walks through the security metal detector, and then we send the kids in one at a time following him, and then I follow up the rear. So we have a plan in place. We're ready to go. And that also decreases some of the stress. And there are also some TSA PreCheck lines that are for families. I haven't used those often. They're few and far between, but if you have access to one of those, especially if there's one at your home airport, make sure you use that. They just, families have a lot of stuff when they're going through the airport. And so it just kind of gives you a little extra breathing room. You're not worried about the people behind you getting frustrated. But honestly, I'm over that. We're at the airport. You're just going to have to wait. But, it just makes things go a little bit more smoother, makes things go a little bit smoother when you're in that family TSA PreCheck line. So I do want to say that even if you do have TSA PreCheck, still get to the airport early, because I've gone there and had an early flight and maybe the PreCheck line wasn't open, or the PreCheck line sometimes is longer than the regular security line. So regardless of if you have PreCheck or clear or anything else, still make sure you get to the airport or early. PreCheck just kind of takes out some of the stress of going through security, but it still could take as long as it takes. So don't let having TSA PreCheck make you think that, I can arrive at the airport an hour before my flight and make it through. And another key that I know, if you're a parent and you've gone anywhere with kids, make sure you have snacks. Oftentimes the snacks that we have, because we have littles, so we can pack some extra snacks because it goes past the limit that you can have for liquids. We pack a lot of pouches and goldfish and just like other snacks that we have that go through security with us. Yes, we kind of fill them up on the snacks, but that makes travel time happy for everyone. And that's, I don't know if that's a tip or a trick. I'm sure all parents know that, but snacks are a lifesaver. All right, so if you have used TSA PreCheck with your family, comment below. I'd love to hear your experience. If you were thinking about signing up for PreCheck and have any questions, ask those below as well. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe so you can be notified when I release new content. And thanks for watching. Bye.